Okay, so first of all, hopefully we're identifying that there's an x cubed there. There's no other x terms in these other ones, so we can't take out a common factor and use methods other than graphically at this point. So the very first thing we're going to do is we are going to turn our graphing calculator on. Bottom left corner. Okay. All of the graphing things are the functions where we put them in, we're going to put them in as y equals. And so if it's not written as y equals, if y is not alone, then you might have to move things around to make that true. Okay. This method also, I'm going to show you, you're going to want a 0 here because we're going to be looking for where it hits 0. 0 would be the x-axis. Okay. So I'm going to go into my y equals. Would you press that? You might see things in your y equals, and if you do, would you just clear those out? I don't want to go too slow or too fast. Let me know if I can go forward. All right. How do we put in an x cubed? Well, I already told you before, the x key is this one right here. There's an x, a t, a theta, and an n. So I press that, and it should show up. Okay. To raise it to the third power, we're going to use the caret key. The caret key is the one that looks like that. Now here's where there's going to be some difference. If you have a fancy calculator like me, it's actually going to do the exponent. If not, it's going to write it like that. It's no different. So watch, mine does that, and see how it puts a little exponent in? Whose doesn't do that? I'll just put that one under. Okay, if it doesn't do that, it's just going to look like this. It's really no different. It's the same thing. So some of the calculators, you're just going to write that. Any exponent you can do, okay, you would just use that method. If it's x squared, you'd use caret to the second. Or there is actually an x squared button. All right, now be careful on these ones because you have to arrow over to get back down. All right. So minus x, make sure we're using subtraction key, not the multiply by -1 key. The subtraction key is this one. Okay, not that one. That's reserved for if you had like -3x squared in front. These are all things that could be syntax errors. That's the bummer about the graphing calculator. You can get a lot of syntax errors. All right, are you with me? Mm-hmm. Now, the other thing you're going to do is you're going to put in what's on the other side. In this case, it's a 0. Sometimes it's not a 0. We're going to put that in y2. Because there is a function on our calculators that finds the intersection between two graphs, and that's what we're looking for in our solution. Okay? There is another way that the calculator finds x-intercepts for you instead of the intersect method, but it's a little more convoluted, so I'm showing you this way. Are we ready? You can. I'll show you that when we get to it, okay? When we're all done, I'll show you that so I don't confuse. We good? Okay, anybody remember how you get to a standard viewing window?
No.
Ooh, nice. I showed you the other day. Zoom 6 is what you want to hit. So the zoom key, the 6, you should see a graph like that. It's gone? Did it die?
You broke it.
No.
No, let him believe.
Did it just turn off? Okay. Let's see how long it lasts. It might be the end. The low battery light has it's been on since May. So, yeah. You did Zoom 6?
Mine just says dim mismatch when I try to do that.
Did you try Zoom 6?
Yeah, it's just in this.
Okay. You probably have a scatter plot on. I'll actually have them.
You wanna know what I did? I put the graphs at like 8 o'clock. And then rode my bike at 9.
All right, are we ready? Okay, all of the calculations are under the second trace. So you see that there's a little word calc there, okay, under the trace. So you're gonna hit the second key and the trace key, and you should get a menu that looks like that. Second trace, second trace. All right, we're gonna do number 5, the intersect. You can either arrow down or hit enter. The very first thing you should see at the bottom of your screen is it's gonna give you a prompt. It's gonna say first curve and there's gonna be question mark. Do you see that? Okay, so once you see that, it should be on probably the x cubed, I would guess, but it might be on the 0. It doesn't matter which one, you're gonna just hit enter one time. Next, after you hit enter, you should see a prompt that says second curve. Okay, and you're gonna hit, it should automatically hop to that second curve. You don't need to do anything. You hit enter again. Now do you see a prompt that says guess? If you want, you can move your arrow to where about you think it is. But then you do need to hit enter a third time. You should get an intersection point now. Mine says 1.324718. Okay. So here's my sketch of my graph. My solution is x is approximately, I'll round to 3 decimal places, 1.325. Or you could truncate, 1.324. Okay, you guys want to see another one? Let's do one a little bit more involved. Okay, now first of all on this I will tell you there is a way to do it algebraically at the end. If you want me to show you the step to do that, I will show you that. This is going to involve an absolute value, so I wanted to show you that. Okay. First of all, there's 2 methods. Method 1, you could put this into your y1, this into your y2, and find the intersect. They're going to be 2 different looking graphs. One's going to be an absolute value of v, the other's going to be a parabola, a u, and then find the intersection points. Okay? Method 2, and I don't care, I'm going to do this one, but I'll show you this one because this one is going to be the same as what we did above. You can move everything to one side and get a 0. So you could do like 2x minus 1 absolute value, move the 4, so it'd be minus 4, move the minus x squared, so plus x squared equals 0. And then now this is going to be kind of a wonky looking graph, but you could find the intersection of that and 0. That is the same as we did before. Does that make sense? Let me tell you why you might think, well, that's weird. Why would I do it that way? The advantage of this is we don't know where these intersections are. They could be way off the screen, and then we have to do a bunch of work to find them. In this method, it's always going to be finding what's by the x-axis. So finding a window is a little less complicated. But I don't care which method you use. Okay? All right, I'm going to show this. Are we ready? Where are we going to go? Y equals. And we're going to clear our last one out. Okay, so where is the absolute value? Yes, so it's under the math menu. So would you select the math menu and go arrow over to number, NUM. Do you see ABS? That's absolute value. Do you see the ABS? Now, if you have a fancy calculator like me, it's going to put the bars in. Who does not have a fancy calculator? If you don't have a fancy calculator, it's just going to say ABS. It's fine. It does it. Okay? All right. We're going to put inside the bracket 2x minus 1. Remember where your x is. Do you have ABS or that? Are you good? Are you good with me?
Yeah, dude.
If you have ABS and not that, close your parentheses afterwards. Okay. You following? Does it seem like another language? You'll get used to it, I promise. All right. The next one, you're going to do 4 minus x squared. So 4 minus x and caret 2, or you can use the x squared button. It's up to you. You want to use the squared button?
There it is.
Yeah.
Oh, now I get it.
Okay. Can I move forward? Do I need to help anybody yet? Really? Let's try Zoom 6 and see if we can see them. So Zoom 6 again. There's your absolute value. There's your quadratic. Ooh, these ones are nice and they're on our screen. How many solutions does this have? 2. All right, let's find them. What do I do now? Second trace or calcat. Intersect. Now this time the guess is important because you got to get it closer to the one you want. So enter, and for my guess I'm going to find the one that's over to the left. And I get -1, 3. Which one is the one I want to write down? What's the variable in my problem? X. So I want to know the solutions to x. So one of my solutions is x equals -1. That's an exact one. All right, let's do it again. Second calc or second trace, intersect. And this time for my guess, I go closer to the one on the right. .449, and that's an approximate. Okay. Who needs my help?
How come it's 2 different? Well, did you get the other one on there? Yeah, I did the other one.
Same thing.
I don't know. I was pretty closer. Because I did
You should
the
have
other
been listening, and I would have been.
Oh my god.
Like each card should be.
Show me.
Charge it for a couple minutes. Sorry. All right. So here's what we're doing. You guys have 25 minutes. Priority 1. I'm going to be walking around and checking your P1 and P4 homework. That was from a while ago. Priority 2. By the way, and if you just want to leave it on my desk, like you guys who weren't here Thursday, if you want to leave it on the desk and then start your scavenger hunt. Scavenger hunt. Priority 3, you're starting that homework assignment. Am I clear? Let's do it. Let me put up the page number. It does charge pretty fast. It does charge pretty fast. So like give it like 10 minutes, and then you probably I can show you that. And then if you want to put it on the charger for the rest of the time.
He took the tape.
You start anywhere.
Yeah, I just had surgery.
No, I just
Only because I'm super nice.
There's one thing you can do that.
You think it's not. You guys were both comp Friday, right?
Start asking.
Anybody else need scavenger hunt?
Excuse me, do you not want to be?
Just a second. Oh no, I'm still recording. This is